so I recently moved to a new place and everything happened so suddenly. I was excited about the change, but even after a few months, I'm still adjusting. My apartment isn't fully set up yet, but I wanted to share the update on my art studio. Before anything else, we went to IKEA to pick up some essentials before I officially moved out. IKEA here in the Philippines is only in the metro, and since I'm moving to a province that's literally a 10-hour drive from the busy city, I had to grab the important stuff early. I was mainly looking for lamps and ceiling lights, but honestly, there were so many options to choose from, and of course, I ended up buying some stuff I didn't really need. But that's the risk of shopping in store. You see all these cool items, and it's so much harder to resist compared to online shopping. We visited my mom's hometown. I was already checking out apartments. I had just turned 20 and figured it was time to live on my own and feel more independent. I've been wanting to move somewhere peaceful, far from all the toxic environment, and luckily we found the perfect spot. I actually sketched out what I want my art studio to look and feel like. The sketches are pretty messy because I did them really quickly. I'm honestly so excited to see how it's actually going to turn out in real life. I've been dreaming of having a standing desk for so long, so you can imagine how excited I was when flexispot reached out and offered to send me their E7 Pro desk. Huge shout out to them for sponsoring this video and making this possible. I actually had this exact desk sitting in my cart for ages, so it really felt like a sign when they contacted me. This desk is really big and heavy. I thought I could handle assembling it on my own, but I clearly didn't check these specs beforehand. Luckily, my mom was there to help me put it together. The real challenge came when we had to flip the whole thing upright. By the time we finished assembling it, it was already getting late. We kept looking at each other like how we're gonna lift this thing. Neither of us wanted to bother the neighbors, but we didn't really have a choice, so she ended up calling a couple of guys to help us out. After a few minutes, we finally got it flipped, and honestly, it was such a relief. We were so exhausted, so we slept early. I decided to continue setting up my desk the next day.
We're done. Look at that. I love the colors.
This E7 Pro desk has exceeded my expectations in terms of stability. I've been using this table for days, and no matter how much I adjust its height or load it up with items, it stays perfectly steady without any wobble. Also, the load capacity of this E7 desk is 355 pounds, so it's really sturdy. had this drafting table for about 3 years now, and it's still holding up really well. There's still space in the back, so I'm planning to add some shelves there soon. This part of my studio is my favorite. I finally separated my messy art area from my laptop by getting 2 tables, one for digital work and one for traditional art. On the other side of the studio, I'm thinking of creating a reading corner or a spot for my other hobbies. I've already sketched out the idea. There's already so much going on, so I think I'll save the rest for part 2. I'm sure some things will change by then, and I'm really excited to see how it all turns out. My studio is almost complete and it's such a rewarding feeling. I took a slow walk earlier, something I don't often get to do, and it gave me a chance to reflect. Life in the city was always so fast and hectic, but now I'm learning to slow down and notice the small, beautiful moments.
We said goodbye. I went outside, waited.